All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Downloaded, and I'm coming to you from the kitchen today instead of the living room. Big difference, not really. On today's show, we're talking about Drake yet again. He keeps setting records. The VH1 HipHop Honors, Ciara and Russell Wilson, and Trent Harmon. You remember the last American Idol winner? So tune in, stay tuned, because you're watching Downloaded. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the music news that we have for this week. First up is Drake. He is still ruling the Billboard charts. He's actually spent 9 weeks at number one, tying the record for his previous single. And this single that is at the top of the Billboard right now, or at least the top 5, is One Dance. I think I mentioned this last week, but it is a banger. It's from his album Views, and it is breaking all types of records by a male hip-hop artist, or just a male artist in general. 9 weeks at number one. Shout out to him for that. Keeping it moving really quickly, we're going on to VH1 HipHop Honors. That was actually this past week as well. And I won't get into too much about it, but there was a few names, notable names on there that was paying tribute. First of all, the Hip Hop Honors of VH1 are, honoring female hip hop artists, not even female, but male and just artists in general. And this year's nominees, or artists who were being honored, were Lil' Kim, Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah, and Salt and Pepper, amongst a few other artists as well. But from what I saw, it was actually really good. Performance of the night, to me, I think definitely has to go to Tiana Taylor. I always love Fantasia as well. She killed it with her little tribute to Missy Elliott. All of the ladies looked good, even Lil' Kim, no shade. She looked really good. Missy Elliott looked good. Queen Latifah always looks good. And then Salt and Pepper and Splendorella, they all looked good as well. So it was good to see them all up there. It's good to see them all enjoying the show that night, this past week. There was even some emotional tributes, honoring the Black Lives Matter movement, and, a lot of the artists speaking out against racism and saying that it still exists and things like that, after a tough week about a week ago. So this has just been, it was very much needed, to be able to just everyone come together musically and pay tribute to some famous and, outstanding artists from back in the day, and even, still making music nowadays. Moving on, some other music news. Ciara, she got married to Russell Wilson, if you didn't know. It was over a couple of weekends ago. It was during the Wimbledon final. Ciara got married. That was a huge surprise, or maybe not really. It was a secret wedding. It was a huge wedding, but it was kept secret. They got married over in Britain, in the UK. Amongst the bridesmaids, Kelly Rowland was a bridesmaid. Lala Anthony was a bridesmaid, and then Serena Williams was supposed to be a bridesmaid, but she ended up winning Wimbledon and having to play in the Wimbledon finals. So there you go, that she wasn't able to make it to that. But yeah, like I said, this was not a surprise, not a shock. I definitely saw this coming. Good for them. Good for them. Hopefully, she can get this one right, and everything goes well, and more power to her, more power to Russell, and baby Future as well. It's a cute baby, by the way. And moving on, lastly in music news that I've got for you guys this week. Does anybody remember American Idol? They just had their series finale a few months ago, and Trent Harmon was the winner. Well, Trent Harmon just released his brand new music video. It's called There's a Girl, and it was over on Rolling Stone Country. Now, I have a few things to say about this. Number one, Trent Harmon is an amazing singer. Trent Harmon, I think I said that right. But I'm very surprised. I guess maybe not so surprised, but I'm kind of shocked that I don't know if they made him or if he chose to go the country way, the country route. And that fits him, but I so saw him as an R&B singer. Like, there's just something about his voice that fit as an R&B singer, but instead he went the country route instead. That's not to say that he can't switch it up and do something more R&B or pop related down the road like a Taylor Swift. But just for his debut song and his debut album and stuff, it seems like he's going to go more along the country route. Now, the music video, it's your run-of-the-mill country music video. You know, it takes place in some old country landscape, and there's even a girl baking an apple pie, and he's singing about a girl, and he's singing about past relationships, and then at one point he stops at a lemonade stand, then he rides a bicycle, then he's in a car with some old ladies driving down the road, then he's on a motorcycle driving down back roads, and then he finally gets to this girl's house who's just made them an apple pie, and then they go and hug it out in the front yard and have a couple of kisses or two. It's a very run-of-the-mill country song. The video is not very eventful. I definitely would expect more. I guess they tried to really play it safe and really give it to you country-wise, but I really wanted to see him do some stuff more along the lines of R&B. You know, after seeing him sing on American Idol, he sung some great R&B songs that I was just like, man, okay, him or Portia could definitely win this, and I just wish he would have went that way, but apparently he didn't. So, but that's, what are you gonna do? Trent Harmon, yeah, he just released his video. You can also watch it over on Vivo and on Rolling Stone Country. That's where I watched it. I'm not quite sure when his debut album comes out, but when it does, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Moving on to concerts. There's a few concerts that are going on this summer, some more. We've been highlighting some concerts all summer during the show, and this episode's no different. Charlie Puth, he's in concert, and he's on his We Don't Talk tour right now. It'll be hitting the West Coast this fall. So if you're a Charlie Puth fan, you can definitely look out for tickets to his concerts, especially in the California area. That'll be going on. Carrie Underwood, another country singer, there you go. She's also on tour right now with her Storyteller tour, and you can catch her in San Jose actually I think within the month of July or the beginning of August. I'm not quite sure which one it was, but she's still on tour and in concert as well for the Storyteller tour. And then new to the music landscape, Blink-182. They just released their newest song called Bored to Death. You know, it's all right. I was never that much of a Blink-182 fan, but kudos to them for getting back at it. They're actually on tour doing some shows here and there at some venues with their new song. I'm sure they're going to have a new album coming out soon too, and they'll also be playing a bunch of old hits as well. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so that's it for concerts. And lastly, my music taste this week. I've actually don't really have any. I know in past, I think I said Hamilton last week and Drake and stuff like that. I think I've just been listening to old R&B music this week. Not quite sure why. You know, I don't know, I've been kind of sick of the radio a little bit lately and just not really interested in anything else going on right now musically. So I've just been kind of throwing it back, you know, hashtag Throwback Thursday, doing the whole 90s R&B and maybe early 2000s R&B and just old songs too. You know, it doesn't even have to be R&B. I'm talking like even NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all of that stuff. I think I'm reminiscing. I'm feeling nostalgic. So that's my musical taste this week. It's just early 2000s and 90s R&B, pop music, all of that stuff like that. I'm talking Alanis Morissette, Counting Crows, all of that stuff. So yeah, so that's it for Downloaded. Be sure to check out the other shows over on the Pulp Report, along with my interviews from up-and-coming musical artists and comedy writers, movie writers, screenwriters, all of the above over on the Pulp Report YouTube page. Be sure to like, subscribe, and also tweet out what you want to see, what you want to talk about, what you want to hear me talk about on Downloaded and a future episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Marcus Drew-Steele, and I'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. Peace out.